Good afternoon. Welcome to Rise and Shine 5-day free workshop. Today is day 4, September 16. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Lisa. I am a healthy living coach and a stay-at-home mom who struggled a lot with waking up, productivity, and morning routines. So if you struggle with these things, I feel your pain. So I want to do what I can to be able to help you develop a good, solid morning routine and increase your productivity and fulfillment throughout your day as well. As I began my journey to waking up earlier than my son, I didn't really know what a good morning routine consisted of. For me, it was just that I needed to wake up earlier to get my makeup done for the day before he woke up. And I set out to wake up earlier to be able to achieve this goal. I ended up actually achieving it, but I felt like I wanted more. I felt like there was something missing and I couldn't quite put my finger on what that was. So I lost interest and I fell off that habit very, very quickly. There have also been times where I actually woke up early, but I stood around not really knowing what to do. I mean, people told me that I should read and, do all kinds of different things, but I didn't really know what to read and it wasn't very motivating. I ended up just wasting time on social media. So I essentially got up earlier so that I can put jealousy and comparison and news first thing in the morning into my head. That was not fulfilling at all. And this is one of the reasons why I had a difficult time sticking with getting up earlier for a morning routine. It wasn't until I actually found one that was fulfilling and left me wanting more when I was done. So I would actually look forward to it in the evening. I wanted to get up early. And this is what we're going to dive into deeper today. So what goes into the morning routines? Yesterday, we talked about 5 tips to avoid the snooze trap, why it starts with intention, what to do when you're stuck in the snooze loop, and how to trick your brain into thinking that you are awake. So if you want access to those videos, you should have the links at the bottom of the email that you received. If not, you can send me a message on Instagram and I'd be happy to link them to you. Today, we're going to talk about what to do once you're up and how to make the most out of it. The 3 phases to focus to master your mornings, how to make the most out of it for your lifestyle, and what to do when you are short on time. Some of the most common things that I hear when I talk about morning routines, and something that I've also said many, many times before are, I am not a morning person. I cannot function in the morning, let alone have a morning routine. I have a lot of things to say about this because I've learned so much about this topic. First of all, you don't have to be a morning person to have a morning routine that fulfills you. I am not a morning person, but my routine fulfills me and leaves me with a better outlook for the day, that I love how I feel when I get to do it. And this is why I love getting up in the morning. Time is relative to your own lifestyle. Remember, there's no set time on when you should start your morning routine. You don't have to wake up at 5 a.m. like everyone else. You just have to wake up a little bit earlier than the time you normally do. You can watch day 1 if you haven't already to hear more about that. But it also comes down to how much do you want to get something done for yourself. And if you're a mom, you know that doesn't happen as often as we would like to or we need to. So if this is the only time of the day that you get to do something for yourself, it makes a lot of sense. Also, routines are not as complicated as it seems. Routines actually free up mental space so that you have the capacity to think of bigger, more creative things and just other things. Routines allow you to free yourself of the mundane decisions that you need to make. Like, for example, should I work out today and when? What should I wear? I don't have any socks left. What time can I sit down and read or pray? Because you will already have that in place automatically in your day, and you already know in your head when it's going to happen and how you're going to do it. Routines allow you to make bigger decisions without feeling so overwhelmed. I don't know about you, but there have been times where I'm thinking so much about one thing, one big decision that I need to make, that I would forget to do things like brush my teeth on my way out to work. Routines actually might even help you function a little bit better than you would in frantic mornings. So today's topic is super important because a morning routine that serves you mentally, physically, and spiritually will actually help you serve your family and do your responsibilities. You're here because you want to have a morning routine that fulfills you, right? So if you don't know what you're going to do when you wake up, it can be very easy to waste time. Routines also allow for consistency. So if you want to be consistent with reading or doing your workout, for example, in the morning, or just whatever else you want to do that fulfills you, you need to have a routine that you execute daily. Minus the weekends, maybe, because, things happen in the weekends. But if you're all over the place with what you're going to do next, again, you could be wasting so much time and not end up doing what you've actually set out to do in the morning. There is always something to do in the house, something that you catch a glimpse of in your peripherals, dishes, laundry that needs to be folded, laundry that needs to be washed, that messy corner maybe that you want to get picked up before the kids wake up, right? But by doing that, you've already started pouring out of your cup before you even fill it up. I mean, if that's what fulfills you, then by all means, that's fine. But from the conversations I've had, and myself included, that makes us very tired to start very early on in the day. Waking up to do dishes and laundry does not make me want to get up early in the morning, to be honest. I'd rather sleep. When I first started waking up early, I really wanted to make the most out of it. I wanted to read, work out, do the dishes, empty the dishwasher as soon as I woke up so that it's all fresh and then ready to go by the time the day starts. But what I would end up doing was the dishes and the cleanup for a good half an hour to 45 minutes in the morning first thing. And by the time I get to sit down and actually read, my son would be awake already and I would be mad at myself for not being able to do what I wanted to do. I didn't get to do what I actually told myself I wanted to do for myself so that I can focus on being mom for the rest of the day and not be impatient because I wanted him to nap, but he didn't. And then I didn't get to do my workout. I wanted those things done before the day began so that I am free. I'm fully free. So again, I did some research. I researched what a good morning routine really consisted of. What successful people do for their morning routines. How are they so chippy and productive and energetic throughout the day? What's their secret? And when I got to looking at what their morning routines actually look like, it wasn't as complicated as I thought it was. It actually made a lot of sense. It was really about framing your mind in a way that will change your outlook for the rest of the day. Because a lot of what we do is mindset. It has to do with mindset. So that you can become proactive and not reactive to everything that comes your way. When you get to pray or journal in the mornings, it's like a load of or a heavy weight that comes off of your shoulders, right? That you trust that no matter what happens, there is a reason for it. You'll be okay. When you exercise or stretch in the morning, you have more energy to be able to play with your kids. When you hydrate first thing in the morning, your body gives you energy as well. You are awake, you're alert. When you learn new things, your brain is sharp, it's alert, you are ready to go for the day. So many of these habits that you're about to develop in the morning will show throughout your day as well, sometimes without you even noticing it. Maybe someone else will notice it and will compliment you for your mood and how productive you've been throughout the day. You might not really notice it until you've consistently done it for a month, and then you suddenly fall off because maybe you went on vacation or something happened and you had to take a break. You might notice your mood changing at the time. I know it happens for me, for sure. So let's break down the 3 phases to mastering your mornings. The 3 phases I want to focus on with mastering your mornings are movement, so exercise, hydrate, skincare, breathing, mastery, and reflection. I just want to emphasize too that this is just a guideline. You don't have to follow it 100%, but you do need to ask yourself what an ideal morning looks like for you. How long do you want it to be? How long do you want to spend on each task? What time do you need to wake up in order to execute this morning routine that you are planning? Try to reverse engineer it, I guess, and then just see what you need to do in the evening to make it easier for yourself in the morning, and also keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it with so many different things all at once, because it can easily turn your morning into a stressful morning, which is counterproductive to what we are trying to do here. You can have a list of things that you want to do eventually, but as you are starting, just start small. Movement means getting up as soon as you open your eyes and move your body. Like, movement can be defined as getting up as soon as you open your eyes and move your body. Like we talked about yesterday, you can use Alarmy app to help you do this, to wake up your body before it even knows what you're doing. I don't necessarily mean working out and doing a full gym session or going for a jog as soon as you wake up. It can simply just be walking to the bathroom, doing your skincare routine, and then heading to the kitchen and drinking a glass of water first, or even taking a shower. I consider all of these things movement because you're not laying around in bed, probably on your phone or drifting back to sleep. You're getting blood pumping through your veins and then waking yourself up to be ready to go. Getting some exercise is amazing, though. It's an amazing thing to do in the morning. If this is something that you would consider that fills up your cup, if it makes you happy, then doing it in the morning is a great idea. I love doing my workouts in the morning, and I don't even have to think about it anymore for the rest of the day. You might not like it, and that's okay, but just keep in mind that it takes a few days for your body to get used to it once you start. I had a headache for the first day that I did it, but now I can run through a whole workout in the morning without a headache at all. It's amazing. So consider getting your workout in the morning too. And then there's reflection. Our brains are fresh and good to go in the morning if you get a good amount of sleep. That is, maybe not for everyone, but ideas can come in while we are washing our face or brushing our teeth first thing in the morning, especially if we have ongoing projects or things that we want to learn or things that we really want to accomplish, for example. Next time you wash your face first thing in the morning, take note of what actually comes into your head. If it's a fresh idea or something really cool, make sure to write that down. For me, it's usually prayer. That's the reflection part of my morning. Sometimes it's the things that are weighing down on me that I need to journal and pray about, because if I don't do that, it sticks in my mind the entire day and it can really weigh down on me and it can really affect my mood. Some people do this by journaling. Morning pages where they just brain dump everything on a piece of paper that comes to mind, writing down goals, planning them out, other ideas that they have. And then next is growth and mastery. This is where you do something that has to do with what you want to learn. Maybe something you want to do that involves memorizing. With a fresh mind, it can be a lot easier for you to absorb information in the morning. Some people like to read books or listen to an audiobook or their favorite podcast, for example. What I love to do in the morning after my skincare routine is grabbing my pre-workout and then sitting on the couch with my fluffy throw blanket when it's nice and cool. And I do my devotions, then read a few pages of a book on a skill that I am mastering. I find that these are really key aspects of my morning routine to just help to really center me and put me in the proper headspace for the rest of the day. It fills up my cup so that I can then pour out into others, especially to my family. But then again, what works for me and for other people might not be what works for you. So really dig deep and dial down on what you want your mornings to look like so that you can start to work towards that. So how to make the most of it for your own lifestyle. Now that I've introduced you to the 3 phases of successful morning routine, you're probably thinking that you want to change things up. Maybe you don't want to work out in the morning. And honestly, that's fine. Some people just really don't want to work out in the morning. I want to emphasize that this needs to be something that works for your own lifestyle and your family's lifestyle as well. This is just a guide, so you can tweak it in any way that you feel necessary. You don't even have to do it in the exact same order that I put there. Some people want to work out in the morning, but they need to do it after they've read their books and done their morning pages. I also need a minute to wake up too, so I do my workout as the last part of my morning routine. I sip on my pre-workout while I'm reading and praying and learning, but that's because that's what works for me and that's what works for them as well. So find what works for you. You might not be able to sit and read first thing in the morning as well. You might need to go for a jog first or get on a bike to wake up or something like that. And that's fine. I used to fall asleep reading books right after waking up, but that's changed because I started taking my pre-workout and that really wakes me up. So you have to make the most of it for your own lifestyle and then just evaluate what works for you. The order of events don't matter so much also. So just make sure that you're doing something for yourself that will set you up for a good day. Now, sometimes we may run into situations where we have to sleep in a little bit, or maybe we're up with our kids and we don't get to wake up at our desired wake times to have our relaxed morning, or maybe our kids just wake up a lot earlier than we anticipated. It happens, right? So when this happens, show yourself some grace. It is okay because it happens to everyone and it will happen, and it doesn't reflect on you as a person if you don't get to your morning routine. You are trying your best with it. It's just things happen. But the good news is that you can still execute a good morning routine if you're short on time. It might look different for the day, and that's fine. What could it possibly look like? Let's go through the 3 phases again in rushed style. So movement. Exercising doesn't have to be a set time every single day. I mean, it would be nice if it is, but it doesn't have to be. Doing movement is better than no movement at all. So if you don't have time for a 30-minute workout, do a 10-minute workout instead, or a 10-minute jog, or move your workout to nap time just for the day. That's what I do. If I don't get to work out in the morning, I do it during nap time. Or you could also just do a 10-minute stretch. Just move. Just try to move. It will not take away your progress by having a day that is shorter, or having a day where you work out at a different time. You're still going to feel great. You're still going to feel amazing. Now with mastery or growth, audiobooks are amazing for rushed mornings as well. So while you are doing something else around the house, whenever you get a chance, you can listen to an audiobook or a podcast instead of physically actually sitting down to read a book. You can also watch a video tutorial of something that you really want to learn while you're doing the dishes. That's another useful trick. For reflection, for praying and journaling, for example, you can do it at nighttime. Even though most people find it best to be done first thing in the morning, doing it at night works just as well. So again, show yourself some grace when you end up sleeping in. It's not a race. No one is keeping tabs on your track record of how consistent you are with doing everything in the morning. Just take a deep breath and move on. Try again tomorrow. At least now you know that you can do it. So for today's challenge, think about one thing to apply to your mornings that fall under one of these 3 categories. If you're up for an extra challenge, think of something or one thing to apply to all 3 phases of the morning and then execute them. If you do this, I would love for you to message me or email me and tell me what you did. I'm so excited to hear about it. I also want to mention that I am starting a new 30-day morning challenge group in my virtual fit gym called Rise Up. I'm so excited to share all the details with you guys tomorrow. This is going to help you transform your mornings from the chaotic mess to peaceful, personal quality time. We focus on all 3 phases of our mornings and more. So if you're ready to escape this repetitive trap of snoozing for good and develop a solid morning routine as well that reduces your stress, improves your focus and productivity, and leaves you feeling energized rather than running on empty all the time. You don't want to miss this. You can message me if you have any questions, or you can head over to my website, which is down in the description box for all the details. Let me know if you have any questions as well. Tomorrow is going to be all about how to own your mornings. This is the last day of our workshop. It's been so much fun chatting with you guys about your goals, and I've seen and heard of some amazing progress that's already been happening since the week started. I'm so happy to hear about it. For tomorrow, we're going to talk about how to start and build up to a lasting habit, the technique that will make all the difference, and what you should avoid doing first thing in the morning. As usual, if you have any questions, please feel free to message me. Have an amazing evening, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.